hasn't been done in 39 years. How are they in a position to do it? They reload better than anybody in college football. 4 new starters in the offensive line, a true freshman kicker, the Big 8 defensive newcomer of the year in JC transfer Terrell Farley. The one piece of the puzzle they didn't have to replace, Tommie Frazier, the difference maker, according to Tom Osborne. Do his teammates all love him? No. Do they respect him? You bet. Steve Cyphers has the story of the Huskers' leader.
It began October 24th, 1992. 11 days before Bill Clinton was elected president, Tommie Frazier was named field general, the first true freshman quarterback ever to start for Nebraska. It will end with his 35th start, when Frazier plays his final game for the Huskers.
I've been through it all. I think I've experienced pretty much everything.
On and off the field, few college careers compare with Frazier's. 31 victories in 34 starts, 4 straight Big 8 titles, 1 national championship. Those are the ups Frazier will forever remember, but he admits to Downs that he'll never forget his only regular season loss at Iowa State in '92, teammates in trouble who tarnished his school's reputation, and those blood clots in his leg last fall.
Tragic. It was the first time I ever experienced something like that. Something that I never want to experience again, but I know it could be out of my control. But that's just something that always going to be in the back of my mind, that how long I had to live in the hospital bed, not being able to do anything.
While others seemed certain that Frazier's season, if not his career, was over, he was not. And after Brooke Behringer led the Huskers to 7 wins in Frazier's absence, it was Frazier who came off the bench to rally them to a come-from-behind victory over Miami for the national title, reminding everyone that Tommie Frazier's greatest gifts may not be his knowledge and speed.
They realize that he'll lay it on the line. You know, physically, he's willing to pay whatever price he has to pay to advance the football. And so if he expects that of other people, they're certainly not going to be offended when he asks them to step up their play a little bit.
I go out and play with the tenacity of a defensive lineman or a defensive back or linebacker. I feel that if I'm out there too, I'm out to give a block, I'm out to take some hits. I'm not the type of quarterback that likes to slide before he gets hit.
He is demanding of himself and of his teammates, so much so that when the team voted for captains before the season, the somewhat aloof Frazier, who was closer to a Vince Lombardi than a Dale Carnegie, was not elected.
His way of motivating people and getting the best out of them may not be liked by a lot of people. It's you know, compared to one of those coaches who yells and screams and, you know, probably want to jack you or something if you weren't doing something right, versus someone who's, you know, encouraging or something like that. You know, you screw up, Tommie Frazier's down your throat, and a lot of people don't like that.
He's going to jump on us no matter what it is. He's going to get on you, but then he'll tell you, don't worry about it. Get on to the next play and make that play. Go ahead, go right.
Yeah, that's part of the leadership role, that you're going to have to try to go out there and get the best out of each player. And if you say something to them and they don't like it, it hurts their feeling, and then they say, well, I don't like him, and that's all part of the job.
I think most of them view him as a coach, you know, letting them know, hey, you got to get it done. And, you know, sometimes he might, you know, get on them too much, and, you know, that might get that view as, you know, he think he know too much. But you know, that's Tommie Frazier.
Is it fair to say maybe you're not the most popular player, but you certainly are one of the most respected?
That's fair to say. You know, there's a lot of guys who like me on this team. There's a lot of guys that dislike me. But I think more guys respect me more than they like me.
I think he hit it exactly on the head. I mean, I think Tommie Frazier is respected by more people on this team than you know, any other player on our team. But as far as a popularity contest or something like that, you know, I'd probably agree that there's some people on our team who they don't necessarily not get along with him, but everybody's not real buddy-buddy with him, and that's because that's the way Tommie Frazier is.
And the way he's always been, from that first start to his upcoming final start. Never a captain, always the general.
I think old Blood and Guts would love Tommie Frazier. He's been a general here all week. Such a commanding presence, so confidently.
You know, Chris, Tommie Frazier is one of the winningest and most versatile athletes that have ever played quarterback in college football. He's won 32 and only lost 3. Now, one of the things I love about him is in his career, he has accounted for 43 touchdowns passing and 36 touchdowns running. I think Florida's got a shot of slowing down the Nebraska run, but I don't think Nebraska can beat them unless Tommie Frazier can throw the football effectively against the Gators.
He did that a little bit in the Orange Bowl last year. He had some success throwing the football, so it really softens up that defense. One thing about Nebraska, they've got a great quarterback, but Florida has had a chance to prepare for that quarterback somewhat. I'm talking about Warrick Dunn. Florida against Florida State. Warrick Dunn, we all respect. We saw what he did against Notre Dame rushing the football in the Orange Bowl. You got to get around the guy. You've got to wrap him up. You cannot, and I mean not, put one hand on this guy. You cannot just have one guy around him. You must have two. Why? Because he's got speed, and he also has power. He will run you over. He'll run away from you just as well as running over you.
Don't know if you can really prepare for Nebraska's offense. On the other hand, you can't really prepare for Florida's until
right.
you've seen it. What makes it such a great matchup.